Coach Mike, holler at me about this Detroit Lions playoff position right now and how it can improve real quick.
Man, I know people wanna be all high, and it seems like somebody always want to bring us back down. But that's not what I'm about to do right now. I'm about to bring us up a little bit higher. I'm about to turn it up a little notch. And
Go
there
ahead,
is
brother.
a way, actually, that we can jump into that number 7 playoff seed after week 16. And I know y'all like, y'all don't understand. The first seed gets a bye. So what does that mean? 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, and 4 plays 5. So that number 7 seed is a playoff spot, man. So here's the 3 things that need to happen, and our and our high possibility of happening. First and foremost, the Detroit Lions gotta take care of business in Carolina. Curt, that's on you.
I will be there. I will be there rooting them on, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Curt, that's all on you right there. But the Detroit Lions must beat Carolina. That's first and foremost.
Got my cold weather gator right here, man, going underneath my jacket right there, man. Gonna be coming up my doggone face and everything. I'm telling you, I'm ready.
Yeah,
you ready.
Okay. Number 2, which is a very likely scenario. The Seattle Seahawks or the Kansas City Chiefs must beat the Seattle Seahawks. That's a very likely scenario, Curt. LL. Kansas City beating Seattle is right up that alley.
Yep.
And the last thing that must happen in week 16 for the Detroit Lions to hold that 7th playoff spot is the San Francisco 49ers got to beat the Washington Commanders.
Oh, that's possible.
Man, I mean, if those don't seem like the most, if they don't seem like the most possible things that can happen, the 49ers beating the Commanders and the Chiefs beating the Seahawks, the Lions beat the Panthers. We in there, man.
And I think all 3 teams are favored in those matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What y'all got, man? I know that got to make you feel good. I ain't even here to knock us down off that high horse, man. I'm here to bring us up.
Yeah, man. For this, okay. Detroit is playing teams with a losing record in their final 3 games of the season. And here's my thing. I get what you're saying, Coach Mike, but they got to worry about winning their own games, right? So I can't worry about what Seattle's doing or what the Commanders are doing, right? The Lions will have a 95% chance of making the playoffs if they win out, period. Because they're playing 3 teams at the end of the season that all have losing records. If they beat the Packers, the Panthers, and the Bears, that Green Bay game could end up being for that final playoff spot, no matter what Green Bay does, because it's going to put the Lions in a position they have to win out. I think that's pretty much what it is. They got to win out. They got to worry about winning all their games. And I think it's what the coaching staff is focused on. They're not scoreboard watching to see who does what. Their thing is beat the team in front of you. But I like that. I'm not bringing us down, but I understand what the ramifications are. Even if we get into that spot in week 16, we got to win out to hold that spot in the final 2 weeks of the season. But I said this last night on Twitter. The way the Packers played last night, I know they were at home. I don't see them winning another game. They play the Dolphins in Miami next week. And then they play the Vikings at home. And then they finish up with us in Lambeau. And we ain't coming in there playing. And if that defense look like it played last night, because Baker Mayfield made some better throws, he could have sliced them up. That Green Bay defense is not what it should be, and their offensive line is absolutely garbage. Because they were getting pressure. The Rams were getting pressure with some of their lesser. Think about Aaron Donald didn't play last night, so their best pass rushers weren't on the field. And our best pass rushers will be available in that last game of the week. I'm just calling it now.
Well, let's hope so.
I ain't trying to jinx it, but I'm just saying. But I think the Lions need to leave no doubt and win every game, and then we can worry about January games after that. What you got, LL?
Yeah, I like both sides of that argument. We got to take care of business. We got to do what we got to do anyway. But I kind of like to, know what else is going on. Like, I don't. I think the same. I think San Fran will beat Washington, but I think it's gonna be a good game. Washington turned it around. Riverboat Ryan got the defense playing a whole lot better. They expecting Chase Young back at any moment. So it's gonna be a good game. That's just good football. And who was the other one? Seattle and
Seattle and
Kansas City.
And
That's
Kansas
interesting
City, they haven't been playing that well.
Yep,
they haven't. They've been winning, but they ain't been playing that well.
They had a little bit of a tussle, as they say, with Houston the other day. So, but I think
Houston
like
ain't
certain
no punks,
certain,
the Cowboys to the brink too.
Yeah, but Houston plays certain teams. Like that's just how it go. Like back in the day, it seemed like no matter how good Tampa Bay was, you always played them tough.
Yep.
The NBA for something like when Kobe was playing, it was like for whatever reason, like the Charlotte Hornets gave the Lakers, no matter who was on the Lakers and who was on the Bobcats, always gave the Lakers problems. Stuff like that. So I think Houston, Houston Texans moved to Kansas City, so maybe it's one of them type of parallels. I don't know. Whatever weirder things is happening in the NFL, but they end up winning. So and Seattle is a better team than Houston, so they could give them a run. So we'll see, but yeah, overall standing point is we got to win. But we got to do what we need to do, and I'm anxious. I've been saying that for a couple times on this show. That last game is gonna be should be for all the marbles, and it's one of them guys. That's gonna be so good, man. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a exercise in demons. I hope. I want to say. I don't know if you said that before, Coach Mike, but this is gonna be a game. We gotta get a lot of shit out the way because playing in Lambeau, the last game is even getting to the playoffs. It's gonna be a whole lot of whatever in the hell to add players to add on top of it to make it all types of interesting. So
yeah.
Let's see.
To close it out, and I've said this, and I don't know if I said it on the show. You're starting to see the teams that took off at the beginning of the season. They're coming back to the pack. Seattle started out hot.
Yeah.
The Jets, who we just beat, coming back to the pack. The Commanders, they're coming back to the pack. So you got teams that took off and they were playing good.
Commanders kind of going up.
But they just lost, so they coming back to the pack too. So because right now, they with that loss, that puts them. They got leapfrogged by the Giants, so they're in 7 right now. It's something about that.
Record? How they had us? We beat them.
They're because they have the tie. They're 7-5-1.
Oh yeah, the tie.
7-6-1. They're 7-6-1. 7-6-1. Excuse me. So yeah, so we're 7-7.
You got 7. 7-7 here.
So they got a half a game lead on us in that.
Okay.
And Seattle's above us because they got the tiebreaker because they're 7-7 too. So they have the tiebreaker against us as well. So the Lions just need to do what they need to do. Handle their business and you're gonna get in. So looking forward to being there on Saturday, man. I'm gonna have all my warm stuff on and out there cheering my behind off for the Detroit Lions, man. To see what the LA had to say about this topic, tune into the full version of today's Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl, right here on your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors.